Boys and girls, welcome back to Haunted Router. It's your boy King Jeffy Coates, Jeff and Ben from Nat One Games, and we're going to be jumping right into I'm a guard stationed at a secret government prison, part 3. First two parts a little wacky and wild. We've already kind of jumped into the fact that this is chaos. This is absolutely chaos. This is bracket tier system fighting monsters. I don't really know any other way to explain it. Maybe Ben's got some more intellect to throw at us because I know I've utilized all mine.
I absolutely do, actually. We have the most objective tier list of all time. We've been running this through simulators. We have, like, all of the most advanced AIs. I have well, I can't really talk about this too much, but I have a guy with some people with some, like, 3-letter jobs actually looking into all of this
It's the AIDS Corporation.
It is, dude. Get
sorry,
you're blowing
sorry. I'm over here chaosing.
But I just want the viewers at home to know that we have put so much into this in this tier system. So you never have to look anywhere else. We're just going to do all of the numbers and thinking for you.
Ben made the
and the reading.
He built the whiteboard.
I made this.
He flew to wherever they like lock a bunch of children in a basement to make whiteboards, and it took him twice as long.
Into being psychic.
It took him like 2 to like 10 times as long as those really skilled children. But I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's a couple mistakes, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, they gave me the crash course and stuff, but yes, all of the government funding that you could imagine, all of the black budgets are going to this whiteboard and this story and this episode.
Alright, and with that, we will jump right into part 3.
Alright, we got a thought bubble,
ignore
Jeff.
it.
It was a job easier said than done, and honestly, was it even a good idea? In my head, I ran through the list of potential voids that could have been lurking behind us. Of course, none of them were really ideal, especially not the rowdy clown, whose laugh sounded hauntingly similar to the one we were hearing behind us. And then we heard it again, louder this time. I muttered a barely audible
Thank.
in response. Realistically, if it did turn out to be one of the voids, putting up some kind of resistance would have been pointless anyway. We were as good as done for. With that logic in mind, I turned my attention back to the monitors, hoping that whatever the hell was behind us would stay put for a bit longer. In the meantime, Hugo and Kale were about to fight the gladiator and his minions.
Hey, Englishman way.
Kale said.
You regenerate quickly, huh?
Hugo sighed, stretching his neck out.
First of all, don't call me that. It's rather cross. And no, not much faster than the average man, but no matter. God has ordained me a holy commission. He will not let me die until I've fulfilled my duty.
Kale just laughed.
You're a real piece of work, British boy. Let's see if God helps us out. You're a real piece of work, British boy. Let's see if God helps us make it out of this. You two are who I'm looking for.
The gladiator bellowed before releasing both leashes.
Take out the trash.
The freak ran about 6 steps before having his face caved in and neck subsequently snapped by Hugo. In the meantime, the centipede began crawling towards Kale.
What the fuck created this thing?
He asked, shuddering slightly. The centipede lifted itself up, swiping 2 of its arms at the visibly disturbed vampire.
Shit, don't touch me, Holmes!
He shouted, before kicking its face, removing its muzzle in the process. He regretted that decision almost instantly. The centipede had 4 or 5 rows of spike-like teeth, with a horde of flesh-covered tentacles squirming out from its mouth.
God damn
One of them
it!
grabbed Kale by the leg, dragging him down. You're good, you're good.
Damn it! I get so excited sometimes, bro.
No, it's fine. It's actually kind of cool to have, like, the narration and the voices overlap. I actually like that, too.
That was my plan. You see, I have a
we're
super small penis, and I'm a genius because of that. I mean, most people, you don't want to be a big dick Dumbo. So, it was one of those.
It gets you killed in the chasm.
Gets you thrown right in the chasm. So, I was using one of those 4D chess moves, and that was all on me.
Professional. He shouted, attempting to squirm out of the appendage's grasp. Nevertheless, Hugo came to the rescue, turning the centipede's head into mush with one vicious stomp. He shot Kale a cold gaze.
Take his name in vain again and our temporary alliance is over.
Kale shook the tentacle remnants off of his leg, his face still utterly disgusted.
Yeah, holy fucking shit, this is nasty.
And then they both stared at the gladiator, who was grinning something malicious.
Congratulations, you two have earned the privilege of being my combat slaves. I'd rather fucking die.
Kale responded.
I submit myself to God and God only. Diseases like you shall perish at his will.
Hugo added. The gladiator drew his smoldering sword, which must have been the size of a person.
Then so be it.
He roared. The two rushed him simultaneously, attempting to bury the burning menace with a flurry of quick strikes. But that wasn't the best idea. They couldn't even touch the gladiator without suffering from burns themselves. Kale sighed.
Some asshole just had to dig this fuck up, didn't they?
The gladiator stepped forward, unleashing a big swing that singed a few hairs off Hugo's head.
Bastard!
He shouted, before sending a hard cross at the gladiator, shattering his chest plate armor in the process. A real cross?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a gladiator. Wait.
The priest.
A hard cross.
I wonder if he,
like
hit
a punch
hit
cross.
him with his...
No,
Okay.
It's like he hit him with that, riddle diddle doop.
That's a glorious double entendre there, when you get a cross from a priest.
Yeah, look at that, dude. The Vatican would be proud.
Knee slapper.
You're pretty... Wait, yeah.
Yeah,
You're pretty strong there, Brent. We just might win this one.
Kale grinned.
Like I said, God will give me enough strength to overcome these trials.
Hugo moved towards the gladiator with a seemingly unwavering resolve, his eyes shining a bright crimson. His face was wrought with such intense, stoic determination that I nearly forgot his ultimate goal was to commit global genocide and began cheering him on. The gladiator sneered at the challenge, swinging his blade. He's like, yay! Oh wait, genocide, no. But yay!
He's so cool. He's a priest that does ninja kicks. Yeah, but the genocide thing, not real great. Not what I would be signing up for. Genocide man
Not
is.
great.
He's like, you all sinners. You must all die. Who isn't a sinner? Everyone must die. I want this earth to just be nothing. A bunch of
Straight to
dead
jail.
nothing.
Well, then, like, I don't get the logic there at all.
Well,
he's like, he just has to kill everybody before they can get saved.
Well, he is saving them. He's letting them be judged by God.
Oh, he's just bringing the judgment, like, right here, right now. I get you.
He's expediting their time to meet God. That's what he sees.
And I wonder if he's planning on doing this with, like, flying kicks and hard cross punches.
I mean, obviously.
If
that'd be so funny. Could you imagine the U.S. military pulling up? They pull up with tanks and just one priest. Whoa! I shall smite thee like I am Rapture. I am the Rapture. And just punching.
I plan to cleanse this world.
Yeah.
By hand. Like, that's gonna take him ages to
That's
get
how they
done.
caught him, dude. He just went through like 4 villages, and we gotta pick this guy up. We gotta put.
They're like, he's serious, but like, and he's really inconsistent, inefficient with it. But given enough time.
Exactly.
Right. The gladiator sneered at the challenge, swinging his blade once again. This time, Hugo deflected it with an elbow, cracking the metal while doing so. He followed up by directing a flying hook kick at the gladiator's jaw, managing to rip it off completely. Ew. Kale followed up by biting into the gladiator's shoulder and tearing a large chunk off, burning most of his face in the process.
Ugh.
He said, spitting out the charred, undead flesh.
Not my cup of tea. Are you alright?
Hugo asked, staring at his scorched face.
Yeah, should heal up in no time.
However, the gladiator was relentless, letting out a frenzied roar before bolting towards Kale. He managed to dodge most of the gladiator's blows, only taking the full Brun's last punch. Still, that one blow was enough to form a deep, fleshy crater in his torso, while also sending him flying into a steel rail, causing it to bend. Kale stammered out, staring down at the unsightly wound.
No, that's not good. Gonna take longer to heal.
Hugo exhaled.
The situation has become bothersome.
He went back after the gladiator, sending a ruthless barrage of strikes his way. There was an evident skill gap between the two voids, with Hugo landing about 90% of his attacks. On the other hand, the gladiator only managed to land 3 or 4 clean hits of his own. Nevertheless, each one of them dealt far more damage than any of Hugo's. After about a minute of fighting, Hugo's left arm was completely mangled, his right ribcage had been shattered, and the entire right side of his face was burnt. The gladiator had also taken a fair amount of damage, but not nearly enough to even slow it down. Kale groaned as he attempted to insert himself back into the fight, but that task wasn't an easy one. He could hardly move with his torso just about completely destroyed.
I suppose this must be my final trial,
Hugo said, somewhat solemnly.
What the hell are you talking about?
Kale asked, still groaning. And then, for the first time since we began watching, Hugo smiled.
God wills it.
Using his good arm, Hugo removed the upper section of his robe, revealing a pale, mutilated, scar-ridden body beneath. Oh shit, here it goes, dude! He muttered another prayer before looking up at the ceiling, tears now swelling up in his eyes.
Thank you,
he muttered. Along with his eyes, the scars on his body suddenly began glowing a deep red.
Tricks won't be enough.
The gladiator thundered before swinging his blade at Hugo's neck. I don't think that I managed to catch exactly what happened next. However, I was certain that I was about to see a head rolling. Instead, the gladiator's blade shattered into what looked like a million pieces. At first, I didn't even notice the gaping hole in the gladiator's chest.
How did you?
The gladiator was interrupted by his neck being brutally cranked to the side. As the flaming behemoth dropped, so did Hugo. By then, Kale had regenerated to the point of being able to walk. He stumbled over to the near-comatose bishop.
What the fuck was that?
He asked, half grinning.
I detached myself from earthly limitations, an egregious sin, but I needed to fulfill my holy mission. Shit, that's pretty cool, I guess. Not just psycho mission, but the whole detachment thing.
He held out his hand in an attempt to help Hugo get up. However, Hugo shook his head in response.
This is as far as I go. Not something I can recover from. Only have judgment to face now. Oh, all the way. Shut the fuck up.
Kale said, picking up Hugo's limp body and lumbering it over his shoulders.
Why would you help me?
Hugo asked.
You understand what I'm after, don't you? My ideals? Well, I don't think I could have handled the gladiator on my own, so I guess I owe you, you crazy fuck.
He looked over at Hugo and grinned.
And who knows? Maybe you'll learn something, eh? Yeah, there's a lot of scum in the world, but there's also plenty of beauty. We don't have to destroy it all, man. That's...
Hugo passed out before he could finish his thought. Still carrying him over his shoulder, Kale took off running down another corridor. I love the bromance, man.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's great. It's great.
Much. You both be like, that lame.
Yeah. Dude, it's super
incorrect.
This is the moment where this instantly says that if you're not okay with this, oh well.
Yes.
Oh well. And
yeah.
It also makes sense the fact that the guy has his entire replies are all MMA fights. Like everything that Mr. Outlaw replies to is just MMA forums. That is his whole thing. He's like, I want to make an MMA fight. I want to. Wasn't there a prison fight movie that was like? about. I don't remember what it was called.
Not that I know of, but I mean, I'm sure that there is.
There's a movie called Felon that kind of had like prison fights, kind of like this. But I know there's another one as well. It's just kind of funny. He has this idea that I want to mix MMA with horror, but I also know that doesn't really work. So I'm going to make it as cheesy as humanly possible, so that it does work. Because there's no way that you have this action and it not be cheesy as hell.
Absolutely not. Like, where every monster has a fighting style, special abilities, like a brief backstory and stuff. Like, there's no way. Like, just take like 5 horror movies. Like, I mean, I guess if you really sculpted your choices, you could come up with 5 like horror movies where they're gonna be fighting each other. But if you just pick like 5 randoms, like, there's no way that you can like just smash these things together and like force them to combat all the time.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's so cool though that he can like find fighting styles and specials for so many different things, and I just can't get over the bromance, dude. Like, that's why they're on the S tier up there.
Oh, easily. They're just so cool. I love that there's just a buddy cop film going on in the middle of this weird prison fight story. It's just so goofy, and I'm still picture them as Antonio Banderas and Russell Crowe. It's Antonio Banderas and Russell Crowe. That's what's going on right now. There's no way you're gonna convince me out of it.
Absolutely perfection. He puts on the sunglasses before he runs out of the room. I did a quick sweep of the other monitors. Satanbot had taken out 2 more lower tier voids, while Morgie was engaged with a high hurricane void named
The Mechanic. 6'5", 196 centimeters, and 270 pounds, 122 kilograms. Like the name suggests, he was large, burly man like myself, in a mechanic outfit that enjoyed obliterating skulls with blunt tools.
Like myself.
Real ruthless guy.
On another monitor, the undead Nazi had just finished slicing the shit out of the devil nurse, who was a mid-tsunami. I don't, like, Satan-bot, devil nurse, whatever.
I forgot that. Dude, we gotta put devil nurse in F tier because she didn't even make it enough to get a bio.
She doesn't even have a bio.
She doesn't even have a bio. What? Everyone has the most egregious bios, where even when we don't know their weight, he put question marks in. Not devil nurse. That chick was bimbo maxing on Twitch, so she didn't deserve it.
Okay. Actually, before you said that last part, I think that I was having a hard time wrapping my head around this, and also being infuriated that a name as straightforward as Vampire Cop gets a 2-page backstory explaining how it's a cop and a vampire can be the same thing at the same time. But Devil Nurse, she doesn't even get a height. We don't even know if she's devilishly tall or nursily
good
short.
Looking, or
anything
has
like
bats that fly out of her vagina. We don't know any of these things.
That was definitely what it was.
Yeah,
they had the flamethrower going.
Yeah. It's so dumb. It's just nothing. No information, whatever.
So that's 12 down, I thought. Oh, that's you. That's you, actually.
So that's 12 down.
I thought. 20 left. The shit, yeah, that one's weirdly formatted right there.
Weirdly formatted. 20 left. This shit show wasn't anywhere near done. Check it out.
Sandu said.
They're still fortified. Haven't escaped yet.
And sure enough, he was right.
Dude, I just put a head bob in and put my hands up, dude. I got more racist. How did I get more racist? I didn't mean to. I've already do the worst Indian accent.
No, I don't blame you one bit, bro. We're halfway through this part 3, and this is Sandu's, like, what, second line, first line, or something like that? Like, we haven't gotten nearly enough Sandu, so if you have to, like, concentrate it in the little bits that we get, no one's gonna blame you for that.
Just really, like, home, thank you, come again, home, thank you, come again, we're getting closer, home, thank you, come again.
Dude, that was so fucking funny. When you were training, you were like, oh shit, I lost the voice, thank you, come again, check it out, and you did that. I was like, that's how you voice act into a voice? Like, dude, that was so funny. So fucking funny. Oh, You want to tell us about the Titan?
Oh, first off, the
We're getting into
Titan,
the big boys.
15 foot 7 inches, 100. Oh, jeez. 475 centimeters, 1,438 pounds, and 652 kilograms. Again, dude, nothing for Devil Nurse. A colossal entry with the destructive capabilities that were nigh impossible to deal with. It was a humanoid with an immensely muscular frame. Further articulated by the fact that there wasn't an ounce of fat on his entire body. It's harder than steel, was reddish and cracked all over, with a road map of razor-like veins bulging out of every square inch. And then there was the face, had 6 sets of glowing blue eyes and a mouthful of fangs with an exposed gums that were caustic to the touch. His holding cell, if you can even call it that, was a bit more fortified than the rest. I'm under-exaggerating, of course. It was fortified to goddamn hell. No electronic locks connected to a central system either, which is probably what caused the breach to begin with. Good thing, too. He was low asteroid.
C tier, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he could be cool. I like the fact that he doesn't have lips, so it's just gums. I think
I do like that. That is pretty cool.
Really cool.
I don't like that he just looks like he has a terrible skin condition.
Yeah.
It just sounds like he's it sounds like he's like
Red
an
Hulk.
alien with really bad psoriasis. Yeah, like Red Hulk or like like fleshy thing. Or something. Yeah, C tier. This tickles.
He's like, if you combine if you made the Hulk and the Thing have like weird gay sex and then pooped out a baby, I guess the baby would have to come out the wiener or just like stretch it or something. I don't know. And
it could be a Hulk thing butt baby.
Yeah, it's a butt baby. It's a
Hulk thing butt baby. Yeah.
And somehow it ended up with 6 eyes. I don't know. It's C tier. It's not terrible. It's not the worst design ever. It at least stretches the imagination, but it's not like, damn, I want to
we have had worse and we're gonna get worse.
Oh,
yeah,
probably. I mean, the humanish centipede was gloriously terrible.
Yes, it was.
The next one up was the Warden, 8'7", 261 centimeters, 435 pounds, 197 kilograms. Ironically enough, this guy apparently used to run a prison of his own. What kind of prison that might be was beyond me. He had pale white skin, shadow-like eyes, and long, slicked back silver hair. His trench coat was long and perpetually bloody, sweeping the floor as he walked. I've heard stories of the guy. Supposedly he killed upwards of 700 prisoners during a breach about his prison. Managed to come out unscathed from a devastating explosion afterwards. He was as dangerous as a void could get without being considered an asteroid tier, being a high earthquake.
Oh, I got this wrong the first time. I thought the Warden was one of the asteroid tiers. High Earthquake is pretty cool though, and where they said that there's like some looseness in the system and stuff. Like, okay, I like him more as an asteroid, but that's because I like the Warden personally.
Yeah, he
the
seems
perpetually
cool.
bloody coat.
He seems cool. He definitely is going to give off... I already brought up the movie a little bit earlier, but the movie Felon. I'm just picturing Val Kilmer from Felon with a giant, long, bloody coat. He's got the slick back hair that's like combed. That almost looks like it's a Lego piece on his head, but like not that cheesy, obviously. I mean, it's cheesy, but different kind of... Like, it's cheesy, but in a, like, you could tell that they had, like, a set designer to comb his hair.
Yeah. Dude, I think I'm gonna throw him in A for now.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's a soft A.
He deserves A. The fact that he walks around with a perpetually bloody coat,
that's what does it for me.
There's probably a really interesting story behind the 700 prisoners thing. It just seems like there's a lot that happened with this guy. And
he needed more blood for his coat.
Exactly.
That's what it's
he's just wringing people out like a dish towel. Dude raids those bins in women's bathrooms for the tampons.
Oh, yeah. He's just rolling
hold
around
on.
every fucking biohazard bin. He's like,
Yeah,
there's gotta
every
be one in
guard that
here.
walks by, the only time he talks, he's like, "You
Oh,
got
God,
any
yes.
maxi pads for me?"
That's why they just stay very far away from the warden. Oh, yeah, okay. Funnily enough, his cell was wide open, with guard bodies and destroyed mech suits littering the space. Instead of getting up and walking out, he simply sat, expression devoid of anything at all, like it usually was. Obviously, he was up to nothing good. Judgy. The next one was quite the doozy. The strongest void in the entire chasm, in fact. And it went by a simple moniker.
The Calamity of Earth. Oh, just Calamity for short. Its gender was unknown, height and weight unknown, appearance to everybody except for the top officials overseeing the entire fucking operation. Hell, we didn't even know where it was kept. The only thing we had to a monitor was a simple panel containing 3 lights. Green, safe still contained. Yellow, breakout in progress. Evacuate immediately. And red, breached. Too fucking late. So dumb. I love that there's just one. It's just a cloud of Lovecraftian smoke.
This one is as Lovecraft as it gets, where it's
yeah.
like, we can't even describe it. We don't know anything about it, and even knowing anything about it at all, which would be really helpful to do your job guarding it, would be just too much for you.
Yeah,
So we can't tell you.
And I love, and this guy
love it.
writes very Lovecraftian a lot, where but then he jumps the shark and over-explains it. But, I mean, Lovecraft would do that too,
yeah.
but Lovecraft would leave a lot to the imagination as well. Because it was always like, Lovecraft was always, I guess I'll try to explain it. Can I get, wait, hold on, we gotta take a pause, I gotta say some racist stuff. Then I'll give you a little bit, I'll give you just a little bit. It's like a hand job. I'll give you a little bit of a slow jerk, and then I want to go back to the racist stuff for a second, just for a second.
And you're like, get away
Can
from
I
me.
remind you that I don't like? And you're like, stop, Lovecraft, stop. I was gonna say black people this time. I was gonna say the poor people.
Right.
He sucks.
Just
but then every once in a
low
while,
folk.
but I love that this guy will either go full over explanation to the point where you're just like, you know what color the mole on his asshole is, but then it'll go to the complete other end where it's like, I actually do like Lovecraft as well. Are you curious? Well, keep being curious, you silly Willy.
He's like, the things that I think you can wrap your head around, I'll give to you. Vamp Cop, go ahead, it's fine. But the Calamity, nuh-uh, I'm holding back on that one. Like, you gotta fill in the blanks there, buddy. What are we thinking? A? C? S even?
No, I don't know. I think we wait on Calamity.
Okay.
I don't, like, obviously it's so vague that we have nothing to go off of. All I'm picturing is purple fart smoke in a jar.
It's definitely the death fart.
It's literally what Amaranth tries to sell on her website. So I don't know where to put it at this point.
She goes and she just like shaves a little piece of it off and puts it in a jar.
Exactly.
And
Dude,
it
did you
just
hear that thunder?
reforms itself. No.
Dude, it was so close to my house. I pissed off the Calamity real quick, buddy.
That's what it was, dude. You don't talk shit about the chasm. We gotta talk quieter.
Dude, it just nuked my neighbors. My neighbors are gone.
They got the wrong guy. They got the wrong people.
My lot just expanded by a whole nother house.
Yeah. There you go. Time to expand. They're like he mentioned the Calamity. Send it in. But there's still the last there, and then there was the last still captive void. But unlike the 3 overpowered monsters I'd have already talked about, he was a lot different.
The Kid, 5'6", 168 centimeters, 142 pounds, 64 kilograms. His name implies, the Kid was just that, a kid. From his appearance, he couldn't have been much older than 16, 17 at most. The only thing we knew about him was he apparently had extraordinary undisclosed abilities he used to slaughter his entire village back in Kerala, India, and Kerala-Deville, India. But Who the hell knows what actually happened to me and nearly every other guard? He just seemed like an average meek teenager. In fact, we rarely ever exercise caution around him, unlike the rest of the Voids here. He just did as he was told, always with his incredibly sullen expression on his face. I suppose I can't blame him, given the circumstances. We didn't even bother putting a threat level on him. Nevertheless, we were instructed to keep him there.
When they say we didn't even bother putting a threat level on them, they have to mean the informal system, right? Okay.
They don't even keep like the
just
cell door locked. They're like, what, hey, do you want to like come get lunch? I have chili that I still haven't heated up. So
like,
you
whatever,
are welcome to have some cold
anyway.
chili.
Yeah, they're like, come on, kid, you can come with us.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fucking dumb anyway. Stupid. That's his power. Is his insolence.
Oh, I feel like he's probably gonna be a nice kid, and we just instantly turned him into a bratty teenager out of nowhere. He's just a bratty.
Maybe.
Instead of like a cool, he could have been like, oh, I just want to be free, because he's Indian too.
That could be it. He could be like, no, I have to help. The world needs me. Like they're just like storing him away and stuff like that. But the way I'm picturing him, he's like, I want iPhone 17.
I want iPhone 17. My mama and papa want me to be doctor. I can't be doctor without iPhone 17.
Now, there's a lot of, we'll hold back on him too until we know more. I'm gonna put a little question.
We don't even know what his power is. He's just a kid.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on here in the chasm that us guards don't quite understand. I make no reservations about that. I know for a goddamn fact that not everything we're not doing any... I know for a goddamn fact that we're not doing any saintly work down here. Do a lot of Voids in here deserve to be locked up? Not even. They deserve to be wiped off the face of the earth. I never understood why we bothered holding the more malicious ones, using taxpayer money just to keep them alive. And then there were the ones who I wasn't quite as sure belonged here at all. Did they even do anything wrong? Who knows? But one thing was for sure. They were different. Exceptional, I guess. The subjects of state curiosity. Yeah, I wonder if Satan Bot, Devil Nurse, Vampire Cop, Brutal Bishop, I wonder if any of the Psycho Surgeon, I wonder if these are bad people. I wonder if they need to be locked up.
Excuse me? Sanju did nothing wrong, and he got his head exploded.
Sanju did nothing wrong. You're exactly right.
All it said was he was trying to fight a bunch of tough people, and then ended up in prison. I picture Sanju literally going to the grocery store, some guy bumping into him, he said, I don't want nothing to do with you. And then
he was like, watch where you're fucking going, man.
And the other guy literally went to punch him, and when he landed his fist on his veiny ass head, his body
the veins caught it.
Yeah, the veins caught his hand, and it made him explode, and he just accidentally ended up in jail. That or he killed somebody in the ring. I want to believe that Sanju was went out. The hero he always, I brought the respect on Femery.
He did.
That's all I'm picturing.
I
don't think he deserved to be in here. Vampire Cop definitely murdered a woman and child on accident. Yeah. So he deserves to be there.
that one right out.
But I don't think he deserves to be there as much as everybody else.
I agree. I think I agree. I always tried suppressing these thoughts. I mean, who the hell was I? Just some random fucking guard. Not some arbiter of morality. Still, hey, fuck it. This is not the time. So, let's see. What happened next? I turned my face to a random monitor, trying to take my mind off of the kid. Ew. I caught what appeared to be the middle of a fight, with the two combatants being...
Jack the Ripper. F tier. Throw out Jack the Ripper.
I already got you, bro. I already got you.
Just throw him in F tier. Why is Jack the Ripper here? 6'1", 185 centimeters, 170 pounds, 77 kilograms. The infamous serial killer who just went from like cutting up prostitutes to now is in a chasm. Why is he in the? Okay. It'll tell me. Apparently, he performed some arcane ritual on death's door that granted him an extended lifespan and superhuman strength in exchange for what was left of his already dwindling humanity. He hardly resembled a human when we caught him, which was a mouthful of sharp, rotting teeth, eyes sunken beyond reason, and a face riddled with cuts, burns, and various infections. He was quite a sore sight to behold. So he sounds like every poor British person. Ever.
This is the sentence after. I'm not so sure everyone deserved to be in here.
Yeah,
Let's
Jack
see
the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. I don't know why, but I just like feel like there was just a Jamaican like voodoo shop somewhere in England, and Jack was like,
Yeah,
I was gonna get a new knife, and I want to make sure that I'll get a voodoo doll with it.
Need to nick me a new stabby stick.
And he's together we can rule Babylon. You know, it's just like
He's like,
hey, brother,
he went in there and she's like, I know who you are. I know what you do. And he's like,
I know what you are.
You're mine, mate.
Oh, yeah, say, come here, brother, man. We see it right down the way.
He just like blasted him in the face with some chili powder or something. She's like, you stop cutting up them hookers. Poof. And he was just like, oh, God.
Them hookers. I love
and now
that
he's just
shit.
like the eternal meth head walking around. Like,
Did your mama never love you, boy?
yeah. What's your daddy do to you?
What's your daddy do to you? I love it, dude. I love it so much. So gay. That guy sucks, dude. Get Jack the Ripper out of here.
You know what? He's like my favorite in F tier now. Yeah. He's like the king of F tier. Is Jack the Ripper? Hell yeah, dude. Now at that moment, he was once again on death's door. The person who put him there.
Bella Vauclin, a.k.a. the Bloody Panther. 5'5", 165 centimeters, 122 pounds, 55 kilograms. Despite looking more or less like a normal woman, she was a brutal assassin that wasn't too concerned with all the aftermaths of her job. After killing her target, she'd paint a bloody picture on the wall. Sometimes she'd supplement her art with a few organs. She wasn't incredibly strong, but that didn't matter much too much. She had this obscure ability where she could summon blades out of thin air at the tips of her fingers, and then use them with her some Esper-like ability to shoot them off in rapid succession, almost at machine gun fire rate. This guy wrote in The Girl Who Won because he wanted a woman to be Jack the Ripper. I mean, it's poetic as shit. It's so poetic.
That is very poetic. You're right.
Very Reddit. Very Reddit.
Right.
But the fact that she throws knives from her fingertips, it would have been cooler if she threw scalpels.
That you're right. It would have actually been very cooler if it was just like if she was just like a reverse Ripper, like and she was getting him. Dude, that is actually a very cool thing to point out, and it makes me like this character a lot more.
Yeah. She's still C tier. She's still C tier.
That's what I was gonna say too. I was thinking C tier.
All she is like a hot version of. I'm just picturing like the chick from Spy Family. Picturing the chick from Spy Family, but with the obsession of Jude Law from Road to Perdition. It's Jude Law from Road to Perdition, but looks like the chick from Spy Family. That's all. I'm picturing the way hot assassin, but she needs to stop, get her bowler hat on, so she can get some artwork done.
Yeah, that is strange. That I do like the I like the bloody painter thing because it's also like the exact thing that like Jack the Ripper would have done. Like the popular theory that he was a painter and all of that type of stuff.
I didn't know that theory. I just thought he was. From what I heard, it was like Frankenstein doctor. That was the theory I knew the most. Was a doctor who wanted to practice different types of like organ removal and would do it on prostitutes.
I heard from this Patricia Cornwell book that I read when I was a kid, so I don't know how true it is because it's Patricia Cornwell, but that it was a painter who basically was castrated as a kid because there were so many things wrong with his dick and they didn't have modern medicine, so he was basically like a dickless painter that went around chopping people up.
I feel like that would have been a lot more noticeable than
I think it would too.
Doctor.
Well, I mean,
organs. Like, the doctor is going to be like well-to-do society, dickless painter. Everyone's going to blame him. Even if he didn't do it, he'd be like, "I think already, governor. I've been painting more than in pictures." He's like hunchbacked and shit. Oh, you know, my mama, come on, dick off.
What if there was a lot wider net of a lot wider catch of dickless painters running around London in the late 1800s?
How many? Like, okay, so
That's
London,
what I'm saying. Like
London has
like it's shorter list, but it's not like
contract.
It's not like one.
An exclusive contract in the entirety of the world. All exclusivity rights to dickless painters goes right to England, and their favorite
We're
thing to do.
sending you to jolly old London.
What? I don't buy that. I feel like she wrote that because she just hated the fact that he killed prostitutes.
I think so. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I don't like that he killed prostitutes either. I just don't buy the dickless painter guy got away with it. I just don't see
maybe
it
not
happen.
too many. I think the closest thing is like some of his sketches look like dead bodies, like that look very similar to like the way that they found the victims and stuff like that. But I'm not sure how
Doctors
true
at
any of
that
this
time
is.
though didn't have great photography. Like, I mean, photography I think existed at that time period, but it wasn't like the same as it does now. So a lot of them drew everything. So that had to be a skill that they had.
That is also very true.
So it just makes way more sense for him to be a doctor. Now, I'm not saying that he was doing it to further medicine. I think he was just he got his shoulder rollers off, but I don't see him as dickless painter that needed a girl's spleen so he could paint another picture. Dude, they tried to blame everything on Van Gogh. Van Gogh was just chilling, and like an asshole kid would blame everything on him.
Like,
so
you Jack the Ripper also? He's like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
He's like, wait, actually, he's like, what?
Yeah,
no,
what?
leave me alone.
Exactly, dude. Dickless painter would have been caught in 3 weeks.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct. She had no problems reducing her targets to mincemeat. Oh, is this you?
No, this is you. I'm gonna let you, because
okay.
there's a lot of the like hymnisms in here.
Gotcha. She had no problems reducing her targets to mincemeat. The ones she really disliked, that is. When we finally captured her, she maintained that she only killed the ones that really deserved it. However, any chance of appeal, not that there was a chance to begin with, was shattered when she punctured the throats of 4 guards. She still claims that it was an accident to this day. So it's either they deserved it or it's an accident. This chick is a narcissist.
I mean, she definitely just killed them because they looked at her ass too long. Fair enough, though. Yeah. Fair enough.
She's like, I'm a brutalist cat. I'm the bloody painter.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, at least she got some more paint.
Jack the Ripper was just killed by a dickless painter.
Hey, look at that. Oh my god, dude. No way. This is so ridiculous.
Cinema.
Dude.
Fucking cinema.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Do I?
It's so dumb. This is such a dumb story, but I love it.
Do we believe her about the accident? No, but the narrator says it's about 50-50 with him. Like I said, she had Jack on the ropes with what must have been over 100 blades planted firmly within the killer's body, including both of his eyes. Still, he had yet to give up as he swung Wirehead's bat, which he must have picked up, blindly and wildly around him. Bella wasn't unscathed herself, though. It looked as if she'd taken a couple of pretty bad hits to her ribs and thigh. In addition to that, she had a gnarly bite mark on her hand. Nevertheless, she smiled as she pointed her finger like a pistol at the frenzied Jack.
French stuff.
She said, before blasting the killer to shreds, finally ending his grim legacy. She's like, au revoir.
Au revoir.
Once again.
Croissant. Mon ami.
Once she was done with that, she let out a loud sigh and fart, clutching her ribs and wincing in pain. Unlike most of the other voids, she wasn't capable of taking too much punishment. After walking for a bit, she came across Luz. While still badly mangled from his confrontation with Wirehead, he was walking again. I didn't even know that he could regenerate that quickly. The two stared at each other for about half a minute before Bella stuck out her hand and smiled. It was a risk, for sure. But while Luz didn't reciprocate the smile, he cooperated, accepting the handshake without electrocuting her. another team up, and one that I wouldn't necessarily have expected. I did another quick sweep of the monitors. Morgie had taken out the mechanic, although he was limping now. We didn't even put him up.
Morgie?
Yeah.
Or the mechanic?
No, the mechanic. The mechanic. It was just a guy. Oh, it was just like a Mario guy or something.
Just C.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he looks like me. He's just me with a wrench.
It's just Jiffy down there just getting beat up by. He just got eaten.
Where's my PBR? You know, it's like a drunk redneck version of me. I mean, I'm redneck, but like, dude, she's like, I used to have a wife and I beat her with my wrench. Oh, how did you kill her? Yeah, I didn't want to pay for a divorce. Oh, do you have any kids? Beat him with the wrench.
You were just like a maintenance crew member that accidentally got locked in a cell, and then they wouldn't let you out. They're like, "No, you're a void. You're the mechanic." And you're like, "No, I fucking." Actually, you know what? 3 squares and a hot cot. Yeah, no, I'm good.
I mean, I already beat my wife and kids to death with a
wrench. Right. Yeah, you're like, you know what? Actually,
I got away with that. It was crazy. I just ate them.
It was only a matter of time before I paid for this. I did another quick sweep. Morgie had taken out the mechanic, although he was limping now. I wonder if he's limping on all 4s or just 2 legs.
I picture him as literally on all 4s, and he's just like he's just like holding one leg up. Or no, he did this. Yeah, he's doing the dog.
He keeps doing the paw, dude. Yes. Yeah, because he's got to be reverted into full-on dog mode now. It's got to be just pure animal instinct going on.
Even if he stands up, he just is doing this. Boogie Hudgy.
Now, his next fight is not going to be an easy one. He was a few steps from coming across Satan Bot. Oh. In the meantime, and funnily enough, the undead Nazi was about to square off
with the sadistic Soviet, 6'2", 187 pounds, or 187 centimeters, 215 pounds, and 98 kilograms. A low earthquake deer. Instead of being zombified like the Nazi, he was more mechanical. More specifically, he was about 60% robotic, with his human bits slowly beginning to rot away.
For Stalin. Here we go, bro. Fucking Soviets and Nazis facing off again. I'm putting the Soviet in C. Yeah, he's got to go in the same. Yeah, you're right.
C, dude. I mean, it literally was created just to fight the Nazis, so we could have that moment of awesomeness. Oh, look, it's like 999. Vodka. That's all. It's like all we got here.
Marxism.
It's the whole point of the thing existing.
No, and this is where, by the way, people won't know this at home listening, but when we read this the first time and it got to Undead Nazi, I was like, oh, what, are they going to throw a Soviet in here for him to fight? Which, we cannot confirm, but I called this from literally a mile away.
Everyone,
so
oh my god.
To me.
We were both kind of upset when they killed the guy from like Slovakia. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Petrovic.
else.
Yeah,
Eastern.
they killed him so fast. Yeah,
they killed him so fast, and then they drop a Nazi, and it was like that would have been cool to have them square off, but I guess not.
Exactly.
And we talked about how he was probably just gonna make up another Soviet, just another one. Well, spawn another Russian in, boys.
Hey, there's plenty. There were plenty. Now, the surgeon was engaged in a bloody duel with
Spider-Man, 6'9", 206 centimeters, 225 pounds, and 102 kilograms. Unlike Peter Parker, this guy was basically just a large tarantula with human skin and a half-human head. F. Did you put Spider-Man?
Deep F.
Oh my
deep
god,
F.
dude. So unoriginal.
This is as... Actually, you know what? It's Always Sunny did it even better, where they're like, you were dressed up as Spider-Man to Danny DeVito, and he's like, no, I was Man-Spider, and it like flashes back, and he's a guy in a spider outfit. They did that way better than this did.
Yeah. Why did you even... You could have called
this is the Princess Beach moment of the story right here. Unlike Peter Parker.
You could have just called him Jim.
Right.
Hank the spider creature. We call him Hank because he's very hairy or something. I don't know. Anything's better
Owl
than
the
Spider-Man.
Arachnid. Yeah,
Yeah,
Arachnaboy. Yeah, anything.
Anything's all of it just sounds so dumb. I think he had this idea of a cool spider creature. He really wanted to use it. He's like, how do I do this? And he went through all the names, and they're all so retarded. Well, he could have called it the Brown Recluse. That would
The Brown Recluse.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Well,
but that's really
maybe that's the kid.
No. I think you just said that because he's brown, you racist. You goblin human. Yeah. Oh, he's Indian, so he has... Oh, we need to figure out a name for him. The Brown Recluse. He's a sad boy in the corner of his room. You're a goblin.
I see a shot, I take it. Kayla and Hugo were in the medical center, with the former tending to the latter's wounds. I thought about everything for a second, trying to run the numbers through my head. There were 4 more voids who had definitely escaped, but that I hadn't yet seen on any of the monitors. But I was really only concerned about 2 of them. For you see, within the chasm, there were 4 asteroid-tier voids in total. Only 2 of them were still contained. The problem was rather obvious.
But we know the 2 that are contained. It's Titan and
Calamity.
Amaranth's what?
Calamity. Yeah, Amaranth's fart. Yep,
I couldn't remember the actual name, so I was going with Amaranth's farts.
That's pretty good.
So those are the 2. And then who was the other asteroid? Wasn't it? No, Satanbot's not an asteroid.
No, it's not Satanbot. Oh, what the fuck? You're right. Because
didn't we meet another one? I thought we met one. I don't...
Titan, Calamity. It throws the warden right in between those 2, which is what made me think that we had seen the 4th asteroid. Yeah, I really do. I think that we're about to meet the 3rd one in a second.
Oh, I think that's what's going on. I think we meet one of them soon. Because I know that we were like in this area, so I forget.
Right. Beyond beyond that, there were now 14 voids dead, 4 who still haven't joined the fight, 14 currently active. All 4 asteroids still in play. 3 high earthquakes as well. The hammer likely on their way.
Holy fuck.
I thought to myself.
The real fight hasn't even started yet.
A bout of sudden, raucous laughter nearly gave me a heart attack. I looked at Sandu, but his face was dead serious. That meant...
Shit.
With everything that was going on, I completely forgot about the elephant in the room. But sure enough, they were finally ready to reveal themselves. As footsteps began emanating from the darkness behind us, I braced myself for whatever horrific entity we were surely about to encounter. But instead of that, it was an unfamiliar guy that looked to be in his mid-20s with messy, dirty blonde hair, dressed in a Hawaiian shirt and khaki shorts.
He was probably around... I don't even know who would do this one. He was probably around 5'10", 178 centimeters, 130 pounds, 59 kilograms, soaking wet. Why does he do a breakdown for something he's guessing?
I don't know. He's not a prisoner.
Mm-hmm. You don't even know this guy. Why do you need to... You had to memorize the other ones. Maybe that's just how this guy's brain works after working here so long.
He weakens. He moonlights as a guess your weight, guess your height guy. Whenever and he never gives out a single fucking stuffed animal, dude. He gets everybody. Pins them right to the wall.
You look like you're...
He's like, it's kind of my job.
It's kind of my job.
Does like the super anime.
Yeah, he does. Dude, yes. He does like a back tip. Oh yes, bro.
What the hell?
Sandu said upon seeing him. The man continued laughing as he strolled toward us.
Oh, man.
He blurted out in between chuckles.
There's shit about there's shit in both of your pants right now, isn't there? Don't lie on me. The joke's going on low enough. What the fuck are you?
Sandu asked, sounding somewhat agitated. The man put up his arms in an ostensibly defensive manner.
Relax a more me. I'm just an observer here, but...
His bloodshot eyes seemed to bulge out as they wandered over to the monitors.
It looks like the preliminaries are over. Time for the good shit.
Hell yeah. Dude, this part is so cool, man. I love this part. We start getting a peek at some of the asteroids. The buddy comedy begins. There's so much development in this part. That is
There's
so
a lot of
important.
development. There's a lot. You're starting to see alliances being formed between these different voids. You're introduced to a lot, but it's like at a decent enough pace where it's not like they introduce stuff and kill them off really quick, which is nice. That I'm not getting like an endless bio for everybody. It makes some of the characters forgettable. Like, to be honest, I forgot Devil Nurse existed. We read this.
Yeah, I didn't have her. I tried going through these beforehand and writing down, like, the list just to make sure that we got all of them before each episode, just for these parts that we've done so far. And I didn't have, like, Bloody Nurse, Spider-Man, Jack the Ripper. Oh yeah, I did have Jack the Ripper. But yeah, there was a bunch of them that I missed, dude, that just got mentioned and bypassed.
I honestly think that we were introduced to the most mid in this part as well, though. Like, if we're gonna be real, there's a ton of mid in this episode.
These two would be just chock full now. Like, if we listed every single one of them.
It sucks for that A tier. That A tier hasn't got an A. Like, A and S don't get any love, but I mean that makes sense.
We've just added Warden up there, and that's just because I really, really like the way that this guy is looking, and that he's just kind of like just chilling and sitting back and like watching the whole prison fall to shit, which should be against his whole thing. Yeah. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the Warden.
Warden just has like such a cool aesthetic, just sitting in a room filled just a room with blood and guards surrounding it. That's just a cool imagery. A lot of cool imagery.
Dude, that is.
The reason that I like this, and it doesn't hit the point where I don't like, because I know we make a lot of jokes and it might seem like we don't like. I'm having a blast with this, and the reason for it is it doesn't take itself seriously at all, and it's not afraid to just say, I'm gonna make a really imaginative character real quick. You're gonna have to buckle your penis down to this chair because I'm gonna blow your socks off, and then I'm gonna hit it with the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your entire life next. And the fact that it almost like hits like that comedian in me where I know that you have to go after every joke, and even if you miss and you get a little bit of a bomb, you win after it. And this story is chock full of like fun hit or misses.
Yes, and it's begging for you to try to find them and riff on them and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, there's just something so cool that gets added to, like, break this down verbally and to run it through government programs and all that type of shit. Like, yeah, that's what makes it way more worthwhile.
100%. Well, let's get into let's roll with it.
4.
Yeah, mon ami. I'm so sorry. I forgot to introduce myself.
The man stepped toward us with a gaze that I can only describe as volatile. Perhaps in the moment he had no ill intent, but there were volcanoes behind his eyes. Volcanoes that looked ready to erupt at any damn point. For that reason, I found myself slowly backing away. But not Sandu. For whatever reason, he stood his ground, facing the strange man without reservation. I suppose it helped that he was
6'4", 193 centimeters, with a considerably large frame. He can't guess Sandu's weight, but he can guess the weight of some dude that he hasn't seen ever before in his life.
And it's standing in the shadow. He's like walking, and he's like in the shadows, half obscured, in a big old Hawaiian shirt, and you can tell him to the freaking pound.
Exactly.
The guy that he sits next to, watches him eat, talks to him. Yeah, he has no idea.
No idea. I couldn't even make a guess. Not even worth my time.
I think that Sandu has got to be like Special Force. Oh yeah.
No, definitely Special Force. Definitely Special. Dude, Sandu's just a badass who happens.
That's why he is S tier.
He's so cool. I love Sandu. Our narrator is a little bitch boy, but Sandu is awesome. At least he tries. My name's Adrian Nyquist,
he said, his voice nearly shaking with some kind of obscure excitement. He held out his hand, but neither of us bothered with the niceties of the introduction. He sighed.
What's it, me?
He lifted his shirt collar, taking a whiff.
Oof, you got a shower more, Adrian?
And then he started laughing again.
Oh boy, can't you blame me? I've been a bit busy. Who the fuck are you?
Sandu insisted.
And don't just tell us your name again! Okay!
Adrian said, smirking.
Big old scary guy. Scary stuff. What you been? Street plants? And all bit?
Sandu opened his mouth again, but was interrupted.
If I know, I'll go ahead and explain myself. I'm in a horse situation, kinda weird.
Yep,
I responded.
just kind of.
And this is why we don't like our narrative. You think?
Really?
Adrian sat down on the floor and let out a big puff of air.
I don't really know what. I really don't want to go too in depth here, but I do enjoy talking about myself. So let me drop the bomb on you first. I caused the breach.
I nearly swallowed my tongue.
What? What the fuck do you mean?
I meant what I said. I let out all damn prisoners.
But how? What?
I stammered out. He tilted his head back and groaned before pretending to type on an invisible keyboard.
Well, John, a little hacker, man. Nothing crazy, and they say that you'll never learn the skills you learn in real life.
Hacking?
I responded in disbelief.
But why?
Well, that's where it does get a little crazy. Now, have you ever hopped dimensions?
Have I ever hopped fucking what?
Alright, I see you're uninundated with the concept. Well, unlike hacking some corner lock system, the logistics there really do get a bit complicated. I'll admit, I don't always 100% understand myself, but I understand it just enough to have some fun.
I was at a complete loss.
I'm a jumper, that's what they call us.
He chuckled somewhat goofily.
Still a novice though, but at least I'm out here doing it, living life, you know. Anyway, the multiverse is massive. Obviously, a lot of crazy worlds out there just waiting to be explored, but...
He paused.
I made a mistake last month, you see. I was watching some brutal big stage fight tournament called the Evisceration Championships on the planet called the Escape. Real fun up place, but the drug laws are mostly unenforced there, so you know, it's alright I guess. Anyway, I'm up in the stands, 12th row, just blitzed out of my fucking mind on after coke. It's like regular coke if the shit was actually good.
He blew his nose into a disgusting handkerchief.
Sometimes you make some bad decisions when you're juiced. I guess school taught us something else, huh? Long story short, I made a deal with some fucking sketchy intergalactic gang leader named Bones at a Fort. That I'd provide him a fighter that would guarantee him a win for the next tournament, but obviously I was just talking shit. Not only sure why he'd believe me, an actual cokehead of all people. I never understand our age.
Okay.
I responded, barely comprehending what I'd just been told.
Assuming what you just told me is all true and that you're not completely fucking bonkers, why don't you just tell the guy you don't have a fighter?
Well, Adrian made a whoops there. The guy paid up front a metric fuck ton of intergalactic currency and about 22 kilograms of Astro Coke.
Then just go to him and give it back.
Alright, Mr. Self-Control, teach me your fucking secrets. Look, I blowed all the money. I still have a few kilograms of coke for a rainy day. I'm not sharing, by the way.
So what the hell? This whole thing's some fucked up tournament to you? You're just gonna drag the last void standing to fight in these evisceration matches?
Well, it's less of a tournament and more of a haphazard free-for-all. I'm no logistics expert after all.
I didn't know what the hell I was supposed to say to the guy.
If you're behind the breach, then you're responsible for the deaths of hundreds of guards, hundreds of good...
Oh, fuck.
I just noticed it too.
My
I just
bad.
noticed
This
it.
is Sandu. Sandu ain't no bitch. Sandu ain't no bitch. Thank you, come again. Look. If you're
You
behind
went
the
like
breach...
Sandu and then right back to Adrian on
I know,
that.
I
That
know,
was
I know.
awesome.
If you're behind the breach, then you are responsible for the death of hundreds of good men, hundreds of good guards.
Sandu cough.
How do you cough in Indian? Most of them were good men.
I can't do it. Adrian rolled his eyes.
Yo, I can't realize, I'm just trying to live my life here, man. You're insane. Oh, look. Look, did I get you... Look, did that comment get us anywhere? You feel better after stating the obvious?
No reply from Sandu, so Adrian sighed.
Look, we can just enjoy the show now? What done is done.
He was interrupted by Sandu trying to tackle him to the ground. The man did know his jujitsu, but no luck. He couldn't even get Adrian to budge. I saw the veins in his forehead, I bet you did, bulging as he apparently exerted all of his strength trying to subdue the strange, lanky man.
Shit.
He said through gritted teeth. Jesus.
This guy is strong.
Adrian simply pulled out a pack of cigarette, looking completely unbothered.
You know, I've taken a lot of strange drugs from a lot of different dimensions. One of them was bound to be a steroid. Also, he
began, grinning like a maniac.
I'm no stranger to training. Wouldn't survive out there if I was weak like you guys.
He picked up Sandu by the collar and gently tossed him back.
Given the circumstances, I'll forget you just right attacking me. Now, why don't we sit tight and watch?
I held up a hand.
One last question, if you will.
Adrian rolled his eyes and groaned like a child.
Come on, we're missing a good shit, but fine, hurry up.
Last void standing, they're probably pretty strong, right?
Adrian nodded.
Stronger than you.
Well, no shit, I'm not trying to grab some chumps.
Okay, so how the... Oh.
No, they're fine. They're fine.
Okay, so how the hell are you going to convince them to come with you? These prisoners aren't exactly reasonable.
Adrian stared at me with just about the stupidest look on his face for around 10 seconds.
Well, you know what they say.
He cracked his knuckles.
You just gotta live in an hour.
You're an idiot.
What an idiot it is for?
The idiot had a point. If he really was the mastermind behind the breach, then the guy had some wicked skills. But at the same time, his common sense was close to non-existent.
Whatever, I'll figure it out when the time comes.
He said.
In the meantime,
He shot us both a rather menacing glare.
let's enjoy the damn show.
I locked eyes briefly with Sandu. I understood why he was angry. I was too. However, the situation really was beyond helping. We could only do as we were told. While we'd been talking, the Nazi had defeated the Soviet. Boo! Bullshit! Dude, no, mechanized Soviet would have ripped zombies Nazi to pieces. There's no way.
I mean, they were both kind of mid, but come on.
They were both
if you're
mid,
gonna
admittedly, yeah.
If you're going to inject a Soviet for the sole purpose of beating the Nazi, the same way you injected a painter to kill the painter, at least don't let the Nazi win.
Or at least let us have, like, a fight scene. They just, I guess all of this happened while the narrator was bothering Adrian.
Yeah, dude. Adrian just wants to be like a oh, silly little boy from a bayou. And he just wants to be a bayou boy, and it would snort his ass through coke.
Fun.
And
he's like,
I have a few reservations about this.
I can't help but do the voice too.
Yeah,
I
he's
can't
so
help it. It's so
whiny, bro.
addicting, dude.
We missed the rematch of the Soviets versus the Nazis because of you. I hope you know that.
That is, you're right, dude. He's F tier, bro. He's so F tier. Now, while we'd been talking, the Nazi had defeated the Soviet. Although he did suffer gruesome injuries from the bout, a portion of his gas mask had been shattered, revealing a rotting jaw underneath. In fact, his entire body had been pummeled to a near pulp as he struggled to limp along the rails. Adrian grunted.
Oh, great! We missed a World War II match. I hope you guys are happy with yourselves.
Even Adrian's pissed. The guy was really like a child. A really capable psychotic child. In other news, Satanbot had blown up Morgie, along with an entire corridor, while the surgeon had made a surprise discovery after disemboweling the spider's abdomen. It was filled with 200 smaller humanoid spiders that began swarming him. It was hard not to shudder at the sight. Bella and Luz looked like they were still trying to find a way out, while Kale and Hugo had encountered
The Rowdy Clown, 7'8", 234 centimeters, 177 pounds, and 80 kilograms. Rowdy really was something else. His appearance didn't just make you fear clowns in the carnival. He made you fear life itself. An impossibly tall tall, skinny, and pale ghoul-like humanoid dressed in bloody, dirty 1960s clown costume with twitching twig-like fingers and cracked red lips, enveloping a mouth filled with sharp, sticky black teeth.
And then there was the fact that he had no eyes and two thin bleeding slits for a nose. I really do wonder what kind of god would have created such an entity. He was down here with so many of these things. But he wasn't terribly strong, only being a mid-tsunami. Rowdy spat a mouthful of dark, gooey spit at Kale, dissolving the right side of his face.
Ugh.
Kale muttered, trying to wipe the ungodly substance away, only to pull apart bits of his flesh and muscle in the process.
Just nuke this fucking place.
Rowdy began cackling like the hellish fiend he was, swinging a lead balloon attached to barbed wire right at the still injured Hugo's head. However, Kale managed to intercept it at the last moment, breaking his own hand in the process.
Oh, no.
Suddenly, a pair of giant, bat-like wings sprouted from his back. I'll save you! He flew towards Rowdy before drop-kicking his head clean off.
That seems like something you should have used earlier.
Hugo remarked nonchalantly.
You know I would, but doing so makes me feel pretty fucking gross.
I decided to check back on the surgeon. He was gone.
Oh, fuck.
I muttered as I began seeing the black haze around me. I felt a cold hand on my shoulder, followed by a high-pitched, slimy voice that oozed its way into my ears.
You got yourself a real sticky situation here.
An A voice, yes, dude. Hesitantly, I looked up at the surgeon's cold, dark gaze as he grinned like a maniac, down at me. And then his neck was twisted a full 360 degrees. As he dropped, Adrian let out a big breath of air, stretching out his knuckles.
God brought our rules. No running from a fight. Besides, you were weak. Wouldn't have stood a chance in the visceration matches anyway.
Is he dead?
I stammered out, looking down at the limp surgeon.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian responded. I shook my head in disbelief.
But we put sniper bullets through his temple. How did you?
Adrian shot me a smug grin.
Lau said you're just weak. Now keep watching. Things are getting interesting. I love Adrian. Adrian is S tier. Adrian is S tier. I know.
I agree. Yeah,
he's
you're
gonna
right.
Be a villain.
You're right.
He's too smug and too douchey to not die, but he's an S tier. He's just. He shows up with that Robin Williams swag, and
he officially makes it on the list too because he just killed a Void.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he's in the fight now.
We gave Sandu a place, and he didn't.
That's true. Yeah,
Sandu gets S tier. I don't. Well, our ranking system's about as loose as the ranking system in this story. It's real loosey goosey.
That's true.
We
put about as much thought into ours.
Yeah, we're in what's that chick? We're in that Bonnie Blue. We're in Bonnie Blue territory here.
There
We're
we go.
1,000 men deep into this caravan of hell. So I don't really worry about how like much continuity we have for our ranking system.
I love that Adrian's explanation is like, the narrator is like, we've shot this guy in the head with a sniper rifle, and Adrian's like, yeah, a pussy ass sniper rifle. Now keep watching. Like, dude, it's so funny, man. Like,
Yeah, dude.
all right.
Dude was already in the room chilling. These two idiots walk in. He found himself I just see him in the back just chilling, watching two morons walk in, sit down. They're all like shivering and stuff, and he's just.
And they keep talking over his movie that he's watching.
Yeah,
like, they just
yeah.
came right in, sat down in front of him, and they just start talking like there's nobody else trying to watch this.
Exactly.
After a while, he's like, come on, guys.
Come
Like,
on,
really?
guys. Can I just please have some fun? I'm glad you turned the volume on, but
Yeah, right. Like, he's like, I had to wait for all the screams to at least die down a little bit. A few moments later, the Nazi came across the remnants of the spider and its hatchlings, torching them to ashes without hesitation, and allowing me to breathe easier. Immediately.
Immediately after
after-
taking
yeah,
out the spider, he crossed paths with the Chattering Man. 5'11", 180 centimeters, 145 pounds, 66 kilograms, mid-earthquake cheer. As much as I hated sympathizing with a Nazi, this guy couldn't seem to catch a break. Resembling a horribly slouched humanoid, the Chattering Man was some kind of creature that parents told their kids about in an attempt to scare them into being good. Each and every one of his limbs were jagged and contorted, covered by a thin, borderline translucent skin that was still inexplicably bulletproof. His eyes were covered in damp, bloody, dirty cloth, while his long, black, matted hair swayed wildly as he twisted around. And then there was his teeth. They were giant, about twice the size of normal human teeth. We got Sarah Jessica Parker here. And conceding with his name, rapidly and consistently chattering like hell, yielding one of the most disturbing sounds imaginable.
Adrian slammed his fists on the table in excitement.
Oh yeah! This is a matchup I've been waiting to see.
The Chattering Man stared the Nazi down, from behind the cloth covering his eyes, mind you, his teeth rattling together like a frenzied demonic drum. That's a cool description. The Nazi responded by abruptly engulfing him in a sea of flames. One-trick pony, bro. One-trick pony.
He has nothing, dude.
And he's got to be, like, close to being out of fuel. However, the Chattering Man simply walked through it completely unscathed. I could see the Nazi clench his jaw in apparent frustration. He drew his knife and rushed in, attempting to engage him up close. The Chatterer was surprisingly fast, dodging each slash before biting down on the Nazi's flamethrower tank. The subsequent explosion flung them both into the air, destroying a good portion of the Nazi's back in the process, blew his back out. On the other hand, the Chattering Man only suffered a few cracked teeth.
Holy hell.
I muttered. Truth be told, I'd never actually seen the Chattering Man in action up till that point. Perhaps we'd been lowballing him on the threat scale. The Nazi let out a hoarse scream before rushing back towards his disturbing opponent. He managed to sink his blade into the Chattering Man's shoulder before being blindsided by a swipe to the face, completely shattering what remained of his mask, revealing his full zombified visage beneath. It's like a little mustache.
Yeah.
It's just Hitler. The Chattering Man surged his head forward, biting a large chunk of the Nazi's face off, causing spurts of dark green blood to explode everywhere. He just bit like the top lip.
Yeah, exactly.
He followed it up by ripping an arm off, before savagely beating the undead soldier with his own appendage. The Nazi attempted one last stand, grabbing the knife that was still lodged inside the Chattering Man's shoulder, carving a large gash that extended down to his ribcage. Nevertheless, his admittedly impressive run was finally over. He glazes this Nazi quite a bit.
Yeah, dude. This guy's got some I don't want to like the sympathy.
He's like,
hey,
he's like, I
they
hated to
got the
sympathize,
raw
but
deal. I'm just,
he's like, his style was really impressive, and he looked really cool.
have you
and
not
had
seen
some-
the Volkswagen Beetle?
Yeah,
Hugo Boss.
dude. Yeah, let's get this guy out of the story, man. Not Quite the gruesome... Oh, not seeming to acknowledge the wound at all, the chattering man plunged 2 bony fists into the Nazi's chest before ripping his torso in half. Quite the gruesome display, for sure, but Adrian seemed to revel in it. He let out a raucous cheer for the victor.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I thought to myself. Tossing that thought aside, it became apparent that things were beginning to come down to the wire. Kale and Hugo had found themselves within the vicinity of...
The Dancing Guy, 5'7", 170 centimeters, and 155 pounds, 71 kilograms. He was an ordinary-looking, albeit racially ambiguous man in his mid-20s with short, light brown hair and a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow, dressed in a plain white t-shirt and track pants. He always wore a pair of unbraided earbuds, or unbraided. Well, who braids earbuds? A pair of unbranded earbuds connected to an MP3 that never seemed to run out of battery. And of course, he never stopped dancing.
They actually braid themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
If you remember that era.
Mm-hmm.
He was a mid-asteroid, the third strongest being within the entire chasm. The third strongest being within the entire chasm. Okay, there we go. Hell, it's entirely possible that he actually is the strongest. We've never seen him fight against the top 2, after all. So just how the hell was such an ostensibly innocuous man so dangerous? Who the hell knew? Like most of the prisoners, he was truly beyond explanation. If I had to classify him, he'd be 100% chaotic neutral. He had no conception of good or evil, no sense of right or wrong, no goals, no ideals. The guy just wanted to dance. And he sure as hell was a menace while doing so. Yet, he could never go out of his way to bother... he would never go out of his way to bother you. You just had to stay out of his. He could disintegrate people just by touching them. He'd simply dance through your body, leaving nothing but shreds of flesh and blood behind. And if you ever tried stopping him, oh boy. You'd see his eyes were always closed when he was dancing to the music funneling into his ears. If that music ever stopped, then he'd be forced to open them up, and then all hell would break loose. He'd go on a rampage until he got those earbuds back, and nothing could take him down in the process. Nothing. For that reason, it was better to leave him undisturbed, allowing him to dance to his heart's content. For that reason, his holding cell was the largest, giving him plenty of room to do so. Fun fact, he listens to many genres, but his favorite is EDM, specifically melodic trance and hardstyle. But now he was out. Bad news for everybody, and Kale knew it.
Shit.
He muttered.
We're not dealing with that. Why?
Hugo asked.
Is he strong?
Kale nodded.
More than you know. Then that's the more reason why we need to eliminate him.
Hugo said, attempting to crawl towards the dancer. But before he could make the biggest mistake of his life, Kale scooped him up and began running the other direction.
Let's not do that. Oh yeah, the big boys are coming out!
Adrian's abrupt shout nearly shattered my eardrums. I glanced over to see which monitor he was looking at, and then I understood his excitement. Satanbot had come across his next opponent, but it wasn't one he was going to have such an easy time with. Standing opposite of him on the walkway, on the very top floor, was Long Will, aka
the Mechanical Menace, standing at 6'9", 205 centimeters, 375 pounds, 170 kilograms. He was mid-asteroid, right between the Calamity and the Dancing Guy in terms of estimated strength. He actually was a special case. You see, he was originally held in the Chinese equivalent of the chasm, known as the Well. However, as a political favor, a complicated exchange, mind you, the U.S. allowed the PRC to transfer Wu over. That was shortly after he'd killed 400 plus guards and nearly escaped entirely. They just didn't want to deal with him anymore.
He was also interesting in the sense that he wasn't born with any supernatural abilities or superhuman powers. His danger came from his brilliant but unhinged mind and his obsession with the concept of transhumanism and being the change that shifts humanity into a new technological age. His original, progress-driven ideals could have been deemed noble at some point, but then he went off the deep end with power and decided to prove just how much better we could be once we'd fully integrated ourselves with technology. And how did he decide to do this? By trying to kill anybody and everybody he saw. This doesn't make any fucking sense. His power came from his suit, which he'd apparently semi-fused with his own body. It was comprised of a dark, unidentifiable metal that had so far proved to be unbreakable. With it, he had a vast arsenal of devastatingly overpowered weapons at his disposal. Machine guns, shotguns, explosives, knives, you name it. Both of the eyes on his helmet were also capable of firing railgun blasts. But his most powerful weapon was something called the Singularity Blade. That weapon was where the science ended and the fucked up shit began. Being about 5 feet, 152 centimeters, long and glowing a deep... Actually, no, these have stats. You go ahead.
Being about 5 feet tall, or being about 5 feet, 152 centimeters long, and glowing a deep ember, this sword was an enigma. I'm not sure how he made it or what he did to obtain it, but it sure as hell wasn't the result of any kind of engineering. Anytime he swung it, a sharp, ear-splitting roar could be heard everywhere and nowhere at once. And then, from the tip of the blade, some kind of ghost-like serpent-esque entity would emerge, utterly annihilating everything in the arena with flames, fangs, and claws. You could only see it for about a second, and most guards were under the impression that it didn't even exist. But it does, and it's haunting.
I hate him.
No, he sucks. We have 2 people to rank here.
Yeah.
Dancing guy, solid A tier. Solid A tier.
I said yes, you're right.
He's a
yeah,
solid
I
A
think
tier.
so.
And it's funny because we were introduced to 2 calamities right here, right? Or what are they called?
Asteroids.
Asteroids. We were introduced to 2 asteroids. One, solid A, has a potential of being an S. We haven't seen him in action. There's just something cool about like the Apple ad killing people.
Yeah.
It's the Apple ad with murderous intent. You touch him, you die. Doesn't really want to do anything other than dance. Throws like a weird psychotic fit if he loses his earbuds. And then you have Chinese Iron Man.
Yes.
Chinese Iron Man is F tier. Awful.
Terrible. Actually, I think that there's a worse place that we can put him. Because this guy wants to be Chinese Iron Man so bad. They lock him up, but he still gets to keep all of his grenade launchers, Gatling guns, knives, rockets, all of his ideas and all this type of stuff. I actually want to put him in the tier of total apathy.
C?
I want him to be forgotten. Yes.
You want to put
That's
him in
how bad.
C? Well, C is better than F.
It is higher. You're right, because it's no tickles being pickled, and I actually said I hate this guy as soon as we got past. You're right. Yeah, I think F tier is also the forgettable tier.
Yeah, well, I mean, F tier is where we've been shadow banning people. Like, literally, like,
right.
Satanbot, I forget about Satanbot's existence every single time, and then Satanbot shows back up. And I did a quick scan. I put a quick scan over your F tier to see who I remembered, and none of them I remember at all. They're all Didac. I'm gonna remember that giant douche from like a Courage the Cowardly Dog episode. Absolutely
Trench,
not.
who literally stood there and got just punched into oblivion, did one like, and then was just out. Yeah, dude, these guys do suck. Like, so bad. You're right, and it did get a bad reaction from me, too, so yeah, he is in the F tier. Alright.
They're gonna destroy this place!
Sandu said. Adrian pulled an old-looking pack of peanuts out from his back pocket, stuffing a handful in his mouth.
Hey, you got that right.
He shouted, spitting crumbs everywhere. Wu took the first offensive, unleashing a typhoon of bullets from a chain gun that jutted out from his chest. Fucking idiot. Satanbot managed to destroy every shot, closing the distance between them in the process. Both of their movements were incredibly hard to follow, of course. This is just a mid-off. Well, this is a mid-off right here.
How does the Sergeant be, like, low level? But the high level is a guy with guns whose sword sometimes jizzes out a dragon.
Spirit Dragon or something. Yeah,
you
you're
have,
right.
You have
I-
one move. You have the Doom Guy's sword plus weird Asian dragon. That's all you have, brother. He didn't even deserve to hit Hurricane. They overestimated this guy so that they could have something cool out of him later. But
Yes, I think definitely Hurricane tier. Satanbot belongs in like. I mean, he's killed a lot of them, so I guess he does. He's like objectively strong, but like for coolness, absolute tornado tier. Like I just, oh god, these guys.
Dancing Guy is so scary that Kale Vampire God was like, "You're the way we get out of here, man." He like dips out,
Right.
dips out.
If they
like,
see,
says
if they see
Hugo,
two
we need
Robo,
to leave.
if they see two Robo nerds just bashing heads, then they're just gonna let them infight for a second and then just come and wipe them out. Dancing Guy just minding his own business is like the most horrific thing you could run into in the chasm because you might be the thing that prevents him from minding his own business. So
Exactly.
yeah, I completely agree with that. Once he got close, he attempted to strike Wu with his tail, only to have it blocked by a large shield that abruptly materialized from his arm. Ooh. Wu attempted to slice the tail off with a large axe, but Satanbot managed to evade the blow at the last second. I hate both of them. I suddenly understood why he was so dangerous. Unlike Satanbot, whose weapons were already fixed on his body, Wu's suit was capable of adapting to any situation, morphing its robotic appendages into whatever weapon was best suited to countering his opponent.
Jesus Christ.
I muttered at the realization.
This guy's a fucking monster.
Even though Satanbot had managed to dodge that strike, the next one would prove more difficult to evade. In a borderline flash-like movement, Wu threw a Mai Tai kick at Satanbot's side, piercing it with a spike that protruded from the tip of his foot. He'd finished the combo by transforming his fist into a tool comparable in appearance to a meat grinder, drilling it into Satanbot's shoulder, tearing an arm off in the process. Adrian groaned.
And hell, I thought that devil robot was gonna put up more of a fight.
But he spoke too soon. After taking the hit, Satanbot was already on the counter, whipping his tail around to strike the side of Wu's head. Wu recoiled slightly, still managing to destroy one of Satanbot's knees with a railgun blast as he staggered. He was about to finish the job when a large cannon materialized from Satanbot's torso. A hidden last-stand weapon, I suppose. From the barrel, it fired out an immense blast of purple energy that Wu barely had time to dodge as it scorched the side of his helmet. It blew a gigantic fucking load in the fortified ceiling, causing sunlight to leak in. Keeping in mind that we were also about 100 feet, 30 meters, underground, but Wu didn't give Satanbot any more time to reveal any further tricks, blasting his body with bits to a brutal spray... Blasting its body to bits with a brutal spray from an automatic grenade launcher. It seemed as if Adrian was about to pass out from the excitement.
That's my boy!
He shouted. Sorry, I got distracted.
Fireballs, we're gonna win this whole tournament ourselves!
What I hadn't noticed was Bella and Luz watching the whole encounter from behind cover. Bella's eyes lit up upon seeing the hole. A rather convenient escape route.
I might
She
light
ran
up
from her
every time
hiding.
I see the hole too. Like,
Yeah, it catches your attention. Yes. Objective has changed. She ran out from her hiding spot before leaping an extraordinary distance into the air, right towards freedom. But then, out of nowhere, a massive armored hand grabbed her by the neck. From the surface, a gigantic man dressed in a streamlined mech suit of a model that I wasn't familiar with dropped down, landing hard on the walkway. He continued to nonchalantly strangle Bella as he surveyed the scene.
what a mess!
His booming voice reverberated through the monitors.
It's time to enforce justice!
If Adrian was giddy before, he was off the rails now.
They're here! They're finally here! It's time for the semi-fucking finals!
Who the hell is here?
I asked, already somewhat knowing the answer.
The Alpha Boys and Girls, the Apex Predators.
He responded.
Task Force Void Nova Hammer.
Dude.
It's so
World ending.
good. It's so
good.
cringe, but so
Here they are.
good. I
You
just,
thought all the big bad boys were fighting. You thought that we couldn't fit any more men in mech suits in this room? You thought we couldn't fit any more men in mech suits in this room? That's what we fucking do in this story.
we just more men. We need more men fitting in inside of us. Deep,
Raining men in mech suits.
Yeah, dude. That we need a good prostate massage, and the men in mech suits will do it. That's exactly.
Well, they're going to.
Oh,
They're going to. And you think they don't have the functions? Yeah, they have the functions. We've got the Goth Satan bot. We've got Chinese Iron Man, which it just kills me that his power is basically like, I know all of your powers and my power counters all of yours.
Yep.
Love that. And
Yep.
then just John freaking Wayne pops in at the end and immediately just hits a woman.
Saddle up,
Just walks
boys.
right
We're
onto the
going
scene.
south at our
Max
border.
Lady. Yeah. Dude.
I'm here for
just keeping
justice.
true to form. Keeping absolute true to form.
Oh, it's so good. This story is like really dumb. Obviously, like I don't think that anybody who's ever read this in like the history of reading has ever thought, it's the writing quality and the storytelling and the deep. No, none of that. This is Toxic Commando, and I'm like for that. Now, I'm sure that there's somebody who's like, oh my god, it wasn't scary enough. That's fine. You're just a loser who doesn't like awesome, cool mech fights. I mean.
Yeah, if this isn't serious enough for you, like, I get that if you're looking for actual horror, but if you were looking for something fun and it could have gone either way, or you were looking for something fun and comedic to go through, then this is absolutely like you can't pick much better internet reading than this.
I feel like the reason this story's so popular is because of the fact that this is like that cult classic. This movie, if this was a movie, it wouldn't have been good when it released, but it would have been heralded as a movie you need to watch like 20 years later. It feels like that. It's written like that. It's one of those things that it knows what it is. It knows it didn't have the budget. Like it was one of those that didn't have the budget to do what it wanted. And it was like, I can't compete. I can't compete with
and like half the ideas are other IP. Mm-hmm. So that's the other thing is they're like,
exactly,
Bob, you cannot make this movie. Like we're going to get sued by every fucking studio.
Did I not explain that Spider-Man is an actual spider?
You did, but its name is fucking Spider-Man,
no,
bro.
You
like
don't
you stick
understand.
a pompadour on Hellraiser.
You put a pompadour on Hellraiser, brother. You can't just get away with this.
You can't keep getting away with this.
You can't keep getting away. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I know that that it's dumb, and I don't have any qualms. I'm not going to defend it in any way that it's not dumb. But it's like Tales of the Gas Station type dumb, where it knows what it is, and the fact that it's aware of it is just perfect. It's perfect. I love that it's just like, here's a new guy. We're going to read it like they're fighting in the arena. It'll be cool.
Yes. Another thing that I wanted to point out, just about the way that we're narrating this, that I personally enjoy a lot, is I like my narrative voice compared to your narrator speaking voice, where I try to sound a little bit more like serious and like my voice is a little bit deeper and more straightforward and stuff like that. And I imagine that's the voice that how he hears himself, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying my voice, you know what I mean, though. And then every time he opens his voice, it's like, it just does the same fucking shit every time. And dude, it's so funny that like he set the narrator up so well for the way that you personified him, bro. I can't get it out of my head. I cannot get it out of my head. I think about it so much.
Well, it's
that,
like
his
it's like when
only
my
friend
head,
is Sandu because Sandu is fucking awesome.
Well, it's in my
Sandu's
head.
not gonna hate on him.
I picture my accents being way more accurate than they are, and then I listen to it, and I know that my accents aren't great, like objectively bad, but I listen back to it and I'm like, I thought I pulled it off a little bit better than that. I thought a little bit better than that, but
They're incredible, man.
It's one of those things that it's like. The narrator has the same thing in his head. He is Smolder from the X-Files, or what it's Smolder.
Yeah, Mulder.
Mulder, yeah.
That's the same
Or
way that
Sully,
I'm probably
or whatever
like.
it is.
I'm probably like, damn, this sounds really silky smooth, and then like I go back and I'm like, I sound really nervous. That's not silky smooth. That's like shaky.
It's like shaking.
Oh yeah. I mean, this guy would be more like he's not his own worst critic though. That's like the thing. Like he could have listened back. He would listen to like him talking. He's like, yeah, that sounds so cool.
That's fucking awesome. That's amazing.
Dude, they should have hired
No.
me for Californication.
I'm kind of fucking bonkers. Like I thought I was insane, but I might be bonkers.
I'm pretty bonkers, guys. I'm pretty bonkers.
That's this tier. That's A tier. I'm gonna change it to B. The government actually just sent me an email and they said that they're putting $4 trillion into changing this to a B for bonkers tier. So thanks
B
again,
for
taxpayers. You guys are the shit out there,
Yeah,
man.
dude, exactly.
Thank you so much for funding all of this. All right. So we'll be back next time with part 5.
Make sure to like and subscribe and give us a do the rating thing or whatever on Spotify. I don't think we're on Apple Podcast yet, but we will be on Spotify for sure.
Yes. Let us know what you guys think.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the next one, boys.